All things were made for His purpose, and they passed under His spectrum of creation as He designs and models their behaviors to meet His needs. God did all that He did for a purpose. The one who decided that you should be birthed by such parents and planted you in a family in a residential district and a country such as yours did so for all intents and purposes to fulfill His will and for you to find meaning in your livelihood. You were created intentionally for the purpose of good. God is love, and He had never had any intention of evil against you. No, not one. God manages the engineering details of your birth and purpose, and He wants you to turn to the manual that is close to His heart. It is only when you get a place in His heart that you would find direction for your life. This is what many have twisted or interpreted as the uncaring and the negligent disposition of the Almighty God towards them. Many have asked if God was interested in them, why did this or that happen to them? He is, certainly, but He has provided a place for you to get the solution, close to His heart, where the manual of your life that carries the numbers of strands of your hair lies without the utility of it. You are looking for a solution and avoiding the one who has the answer at His heart. Come to the essence of the Almighty God, and you will find abundant peace in your spirit. Among all of God's benevolence, He had graciously left you with a choice of what to do. If God had created us without a choice option, all humans would have pleased Him, but we wouldn't have been like Him. He created us through the joint decision as the Trinity confabbed in heaven by choice. Without choice, there would be no relationship because relationship thrives on it. Life would be idle and would be unassumingly a bunch of routines, and God decided to give humanity the component of God in heaven, which is the gift of choice. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." Genesis 1, verse 26, King James Version. So the man was created in the replica of God and was commissioned to enforce it on earth. Heaven is for God, and the earth is for men who are in a relationship with the God of heaven. Because the relationship is a choice, that is the reason God related to the man in the Garden of Eden. Because the decision was a principal element of the life of man, he was so designed to always crave for a relationship between him and the superior being. It is a vacancy that existed only to be filled by the Almighty God, because when He dwells fully in a man, the selfish choice is deluged off. Choice creates a craving for relating with God, whom when is rightly sought, fills the seeker with all that the seeker would need to be blanked off from the strings of other choices that gauge on all men, for so were they created. God placed the first man and woman in the Garden of Eden, and blessed them with all blessing, and richly so, with the gift of choice. All that would make or mar their lives were also proximate to them, to which the instrument of positive choice was to be deployed to master all of them. So it was sure that God knew where He placed Adam in the Garden of Eden. The choice is empowered whenever an instruction is given. The contest of choice begins with an instruction. As there is no sin without the law, so also there is no choice without the instruction and options. The day God gave Adam the blueprint and map of the Garden of Eden was the same day choice was birthed.